Hey y'all, this is Push Podcast, and we are back with our third episode. And this week we're going to be talking about abortions, reasons for abortions, spiritual effect of abortions, just the general topic of abortions, period. So, I don't know how to start it off. Let's just do a quick prayer. Father, right now in the name of Jesus, we give you praise this day. God, we ask you to anoint each one of us here. Give us the wisdom and the words to say. Anoint this podcast. And God, I ask this podcast to reach every young lady out there, Father, who is contemplating on abortion or has had one that needs deliverance or needs to forgive themselves, Father, in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. So, how should we start? So, should we just start with just every time I talk about abortions, I start feeling just in my gut. I really do, because I have a hard time dealing with it. So, I'm gonna ask somebody else to start off, because I get so, literally, I feel like just it's still so heavy on me, and I had my abortion in 2001, and so. I mean, do you want to start off?
The abortions, y'all sure? Because I'm the long-winded one.
That might be. That might be.
I don't know how to start this topic off. The dreams flew. The introduction flew. I mean, you pretty much just started it off by saying how it still affects you from when you had your abortion.
So I'll just start off with when I had my abortion and why. Because I think that it really, I don't know if it matters why, but sometimes I feel like the reasoning sometimes could be even more hard on you. Because I did mine thinking, I'm not going to want to be with this dude. I really want to be with somebody else. And if I have a baby, I can't go be with somebody else. So I perform my own birth control. So that reasoning is even harder, because it's like, so you sit there and have an abortion of a nigga? Oh, I'm sorry. Dude. I mean, that's even worse than, it wasn't a health crisis. It wasn't nothing. It was just you just being selfish. And that's why it's so important for girls not to have premarital sex, especially at a young age, because you're not thinking, you're not right, and you're not thinking clearly, because you're thinking that, because it's not the abortion. I think it's the aftermath of the abortion that's the worst, because you deal with all this extra stuff. But I was 22, and I was going with this guy, and I lied and told him I was pregnant to make him do everything for me. And I got that from my friend who I used to hang with. It's like, if you want a dude to do whatever you want to, tell me you're pregnant, or tell him you want money to have an abortion, he'll give you $300, you can go shopping. That's just how petty and stupid we were. So I lied and said that I was pregnant. And so since I said I was pregnant, he was like, well, now we can have sex without condoms. And I was like, thinking to myself, okay. Because I had to go along with the lie. And then that's how I ended up getting pregnant. And I feel like the night you get pregnant. Mm-hmm. Because I knew one night and we was on the couch, and I was like, I'll be daggone. And this girl kept telling me, my friend at the time kept saying, don't lie, because you're going to end up getting pregnant for real. And I was like, no, I ain't. And I ended up getting pregnant. And then he wanted to see the ultrasound, but I didn't have an ultrasound at the time, because I didn't know I was pregnant. Although I really was at the time, I didn't know it, so I had to lie. And so I was like, okay, let's look at the ultrasound from my friend's house. And then when we was on our way to I said, how can I get out of this? Because I don't have an ultrasound. Girl, so I kicked him out the car in the middle of 35 and made him walk home from Louisville to Denton. Now, I don't know if he walked home or not, but I know he walked a long way. And then I found out that's when I found out I was pregnant for, and I had the abortion. And as soon as I had the abortion, when I got up, I immediately started bawling, because I was like, I done messed up. I knew then, I messed up. But then after I cried, I went out the next day, and life went on. It wasn't until months and a year or two later that it started to affect me, because literally when you're young and you're not thinking, you would literally have an abortion and go to a nigga house the next day. Because it's nothing to you at the time. It's just like, whatever. Because, I mean, in your mind, you're just like, okay, I ain't, the baby not here, or it's just, what do you call it when they not even, tissue?
Yeah.
It's just tissue or whatever. But God still, that still, don't they, when they start having heartbeats?
I don't know when they start having a heartbeat, but I know that once you're pregnant and it is a life.
Is it a life? Yeah, so it's like, it's still, so then comes all the other emotion with that, because to me, I feel like that's when all my other spirits start attaching on to me. Angry spirits, Pastor Jack used to call it a murder demon, because you killed somebody. Depression. I became an alcoholic, not realizing it was the same thing. Nightmares. Satan having his way in your house, riding you. Sex spirit come on you, because now it's just all kind of stuff that opens up to you, and then it's just like, then this man, the doctor, whoever goes in you, it's like you don't know what spirits that's attaching on to you too. But it's like, because how many people has he killed? And don't go to Planned Parenthood, because it's like, you go to Planned Parenthood, that's a room full of it. For me, it was like 50 girls in there. That's 50 babies that died that day. That's when you think about that, that is crazy. So it's like, I remember one time when I went with you, it was a room full of young girls. They was high school kids.
One, right?
Yeah.
I'm
gonna say my last one. But yeah. And so, yeah, I still cry about it. Then you have the guilt. I still feel guilty. I don't feel worthy for nothing sometimes. I feel like God gave me something, I took it away. He ain't gonna replace it. I mean, you just go through oh, there she is. You just go through all kind of stuff. So
he said, "I'm here. I hear you."
So, anybody else wanna?
I guess. So I had 3 abortions. Would have had 4. That's the living, breathing son that I have now. That I wanted to try to be the judge and the executor over him. God said no. He said no to all of them, but you just choose to go on. The first one I had, I had Kavon when I was 20. So I was either 20 or 21. And I was living in Corsicana, going in a barrel, and I was dating this guy. And his bloodline is gone, because he was the only son that his mama had. Because he was killed.
I see what you're saying. So you would have had his bloodline would have went on, had
killed the baby.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's like, so they're all levels of issues that you have to answer to, but it's like, what kind of answer would I have to God come Judgment Day when he addresses the very first one where I just wiped out that person's bloodline? It's like, that was the only son. Like his grandmother only had one child, and that was a daughter. Then the daughter had the son, and then the son is now gone, and their grandson or daughter is gone. Whatever that one was. I think I remember it then, because I had a dream about it before I even had the abortion. So that was that one. And my reasoning for having the abortion was I already had 2 kids and I was going to school. I liked it, the guy, in a sense, because I was able to use him for whatever, although the roles did turn. And I think they turned once I had the abortion. But I didn't want any more kids at the end of the day. It's like I was going to school. My mom was already keeping Asian Kavan, and
You was in Dallas then?
I was in Corsicana when I had that abortion.
Oh, you talking about the bloodline wiped out?
The bloodline wiped out. And so then the second abortion, I was in Dallas. That abortion, did you have a dream about that baby because you saw the blue eyes or something? Or no? Was that the third one?
It might have been the third one.
It's like, and that's another thing that happens. It's like, should nobody be able to, like, it shouldn't even be an issue to where it's like you're keeping track of how many abortions you
done
had. And so the second one, so you would have thought if I didn't want to have any more kids that I would have just kept my legs closed because I wasn't doing birth control. Or after that abortion, I got on birth control and I swapped it from the pill because I wasn't taking the pill regularly, and then I started doing the depot shot. But then I got off the depot shot because of the weight gain.
I remember that.
And I was gaining too much weight, and I was like, no. So got off the depot shot, and I had got pregnant for the second abortion, and with that one, the guy who impregnated me took me to go get the abortion.
I remember that because I remember that because I came. You was staying in my house then, and I was still in Waco.
You were in Waco,
and you would sleep on the floor. You were pregnant, and you was like sleeping on my floor because it wasn't no furniture in the house.
Waco. Yeah, I was just that desperate because I had to leave where I was at because I was home for the summer.
But you was having pregnancy symptoms.
But I was having pregnancy symptoms, and I was eating, I was throwing up, and I was sleeping like I was. That one was and so I had told him that I was pregnant. He didn't want me to have the baby either. Although now he got about 10. But he didn't want me to have the baby either. His mama didn't even want, because his mama knew. And his mama didn't really too much care for me. She didn't like me for him. And so she didn't want me to have the baby either. And so I set the appointment. He came and picked me up from Tisha's apartment and took me to have the abortion. He sat there, and we're so naive and idiotic in the head. You're thinking that you take any little time that you get with a guy, and you take it, and we're so creative with our minds and our thoughts to where you think
build a whole life in our head.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, like he really cares about me. Like he took me
to go kill a baby.
He took me to go kill our baby, our baby. And it's like, and I'm sitting there, and he's like, it's gonna be okay. And I'm like, thinking now, of course it's gonna be okay because you're not the one that's going through the procedure. You're not the one that's killing the baby, and you're not the one that's gonna feel the loss. You're gonna be okay because you're like, okay, that's one less mouth that I gotta worry about feeding, and somebody potentially putting me on child support or whatever. And so had the abortion. He dropped me back off at Tisha house. I didn't even eat anything. Like I had no energy, no nothing. Like I was numb. The numbness didn't last for long.
No, it
Once I had that abortion, it didn't last for long. It was the same with the first one. I was numb a little bit and I was quiet on the way because all of these thoughts are going through my mind. Like, what did you do? And so you try to justify. You find these justifiable reasons as to why you did what you did, instead of just being like, okay, well now I repent. Because you're supposed to repent and go and sin no more, meaning go and don't do that same sin again, because none of us are going to ever be perfect. And so it's like you repent, you ask for forgiveness, but then you go and lay on your back again. And so, yeah, and that was the second one. The third and last one was with the last person that the book is about, the book will be written on. And so with that one, everything was so spiritual with him. And I'm trying to see if after that abortion, is that when Pastor Jackie laid hands on my belly and prayed over my wound to seal it up? Because I feel like I was still sleeping with him.
After the abortion? I thought I had to go like a couple of times after that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, did she lay hands over my womb too?
No, I don't know if she. I know she laid hands a lot.
She did lay hands a lot, but and I'm trying to remember that timeline.
But that was almost the ending though.
That was the ending
because I remember he didn't even know you did it.
He didn't know I did it,
right.
And I felt bad for that too, because I felt like he knew. Because when I found out that I was pregnant, he wore a shirt that said I make pretty babies.
I remember that at the club one
night. I was like, okay,
you were pregnant then.
I was pregnant then, and I was like, do he know? And it was so early in the game, and that's why I was like, I don't know if you had the dream and saw the baby, or if I had the dream and saw the baby. Because
I told you you was pregnant.
You told me I was pregnant.
I told you you was pregnant one day at the Gap. Yeah. Because you had an attitude, you was snappy. Because you asked me to take Kavon to the game.
Yeah.
And I was like, you take your own son to the game.
And I was mad because I was sick.
And I was like, you pregnant. And then you was getting skinny. Because a lot of times when girls get pregnant, they lose weight first before they gain it. And you was like looking like a bobblehead. And I was like, she don't crack rock.
Yeah, that baby was going to have me. That baby was going to
suck the life out of me.
And I was like, that's why you also need to be careful who you lay down with. You shouldn't be fornicating anyway. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so with that abortion, I knew that I had to hurry up and get that one. With that one, I did the pill because as soon as I knew that I was pregnant.
That's right, because it was. They gave you the pill.
They gave me the pill, and so I took the pill.
And was passing clots.
And I was passing clots when I was at work. I was in training. I was in training for I think I went to the 3rd session of training when I was at the state. Mm-hmm. And I was in a training class, and it was towards the ending of the class and towards the ending of the final training, because I went trained for all 3 programs in each one. So it was 3 months worth of training. And so in a training class, I had started feeling faintal. Mm-hmm. Because they said that you're going to feel nauseous, so I went to the bathroom, and when I went to the bathroom, that's when I started passing it. I was having the miscarriage at work, in training.
So it was a forced miscarriage.
It was a forced miscarriage.
I remember that. Mm-hmm. And that's even spiritual too, because you seem they're passing life. Mm-hmm. Passing life out of you, because that's life in you. Mm-hmm. And then too, it's like when you have an abortion and you because I don't know when a baby connected to the umbilical cord. I don't know at what time that happens, but to take that away from you, to cut that off of you, like you cutting life out of you like that, you don't know what that's taking out of you too, because that's all spiritual. Then you wonder why most women are always so anemic. Usually when they are always so fatigued, like, because just like what the lady said at your event, she was like, when you have sex with a guy, he take out of you. It's spiritual. He take out of you and it drains you, and they deposit into you, and then they deposit in other women who they slept with into you, or vice versa. And it's like, then you wonder why you got some kids who look like two daddies, two boyfriends ago, because it's like look like a gumbo of all of them. Because I read somewhere where when a guy nutting you and you're pregnant, they take on all the characteristics of these different men. If you're pregnant and you're sleeping with, and not just, they might not.
That's their seed,
right?
It's like,
so I read that somewhere where they did that.
So yeah, that was mine, and they were all worse, but I felt really bad with that one. Like, you
were old enough.
I was old enough and I knew better. I had been going to New Beginning, and I felt bad. And then you can't tell nobody. And so it's like, and you're holding it in.
So you're in bondage.
And you make yourself just go on.
You just go on.
And I didn't feel too bad because I still kept talking to the guy, but it was literally the beginning of the end. Like, we were getting to our it was
wits end. You got the saying, wits end.
And so he still don't know till today.
He know,
but
you don't know, because I think men know.
He knew that I was pregnant and that I had an abortion. He knew that I didn't want no kids at that time. It was even to the point to where I was going to go before I got pregnant, that I had set an appointment because I wanted to go and get my get my tubes tied so
Yeah,
that I could
yeah.
have unprotected sex with
For
him.
a dude.
For a dude. So I wouldn't get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And
To make it convenient for him.
Mm-hmm. And my the doctor, she said that she wasn't going to sign off on the papers because she didn't believe that.
That wasn't nobody but God.
There wasn't nobody but God.
And that's why I said doctors are held accountable too, because she obeyed the spirit on that one.
She did.
If you tie this girl tubes, you're going to have to answer to me. Mm-hmm. So it's like she obeyed the spirit. These doctors now, they don't care. Mm-mm. They just be like, where to check it.
Mm-hmm. At the time I was mad, but as time went on, I was very grateful that she did that she made that, and I knew not to go and be like, well, I'm gonna go and find me another doctor that's gonna do it. Like, I knew not to do that. Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, you summarized 3 abortions pretty. I mean, that was 2 time consuming.
Mm-hmm. And I want some more. I want more kids. Like, and I pray that God blesses my womb so that I can have some more, that he deems me worthy to use me as a vessel to birth out more. And so
I know somebody, and I can't say the name because just can't say the name, but I know they had multiple when I say multiple, a lot of abortions, and she just had her first baby. So I guess you can get redeemed on that type of stuff, because it's like. And then I remember another girl's sister. I don't want to say the names because it's like, but she had an abortion and regretted it for years and years and years. And her and her husband tried to have a baby, and they finally had one. And she was like overprotective of that baby because she felt like something was going to happen to that baby, because, you know, when you do want the baby, then it's like, oh, this and that. Because a lot of times, and then, I mean, because you got to think about the damage that happens to your they suck it. For me, it's a vacuum.
And they just, and it feels like,
and it's like you don't know what else I mean, look, just when you think about that, and the fact that it used to be outlawed, it was like it's outlawed for a reason. Mm-hmm. And so, and that's crazy because the lady the case why it became legal, she died trying to fight to get that reversed. So she lived with that conviction every day of her life till she was 80-some years old, knowing I'm the one that made this decision. You know, went to the Supreme Court and had this to become legal. And then once she got saved, she fought all her life to get that back, to reverse that, to make it outlawed again. But you was mighty quiet. You are mighty quiet.
That's a very sensitive subject.
It is
and
sensitive.
Sometimes, you know, we just don't talk about it because we don't want to feel.
I know.
I don't want to feel.
It is a very sensitive subject.
But I've had multiple, probably more than you, abortions.
I know, girl. It's
And it's only, I feel like, as you grow
with
in
Christ.
the Lord, that you really get to see the just of what it is you did, the decisions that you made.
And that's why I understand why those people be out there picket fisting, because it's like heed the warning, because it's like it's like, just don't save yourself. Save yourself.
The day that I went to have the abortion with Kavan, it's like, first off, he was destined to be here because.
So if you had it your way, you would only had Asian everything.
I would have only had her. Mm-hmm. Actually,
you wouldn't want her either.
So I was very selfish.
Yeah.
And really, really, really about me. And he still tells me today that it's not about me.
So you think you had to learn to get the mother spirit? You didn't have a mother spirit?
I did have to learn to get it. No, I didn't have it because it's like, first off, I had Asia and I didn't even breastfeed her. It's like my grandma and everybody else raised Asia.
I was gonna say, your grandma breastfeed her?
No,
I was
she
gonna say, that is
her.
amazing. Oh, okay. I'm like, where'd she get that milk from? No, ma'am.
And with Kavan, the only reason he got breastfed is because I had
A midwife.
a bossy midwife who
you probably thankful for now.
I'm very thankful.
Although you stopped.
I did stop, but I did.
You did start. That's why he
I
got
did start.
so much stuff like you. And
Yeah.
looked so much like you to me.
Girl, it's like every time it was time for him to eat, I cried because I was like, oh, it hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts to feed him. But yeah, I was gonna get rid of him. I had a dream that I was pregnant with him,
You came to my house crying.
and then I took a test, found that I was pregnant. Instead of going to school the next day, I went to your house crying. I knocked on her door because I knew that her mom was going to work. And so
I was in the bed because I had been up all night having sex.
And I ran right. This girl opened the door. She opened the door. I said, "I'm pregnant," and ran right past her and fell on her mom's bed. And it's like what? It's like and I think I am dramatic still in a sense because I was very dramatic.
I was like, what is wrong? Y'all was sleeping hungover. I was like, what's happening?
I was holding in my tears and just waiting on the door to open so I could just let it all out because it's like I ain't got nobody else to talk to tell that I'm pregnant. And so I was like flipping through the pages to have an abortion, and I didn't want to have the abortion in Waco because I felt like it was too close to home and somebody was going to find out. And so I was like, I got to go to Dallas to have the abortion because I was getting ready to transfer schools. And I mean, I was still getting over Asia's dad, and the reason I slept with Kavan's dad was to make him
And that's so stupid
jealous. And
when
it
you
was
think
very
about
stupid.
that.
And
But we do that too.
yeah, and it's like it was July 4th, and he and I was supposed to come home, but I didn't. I decided to stay. Why did I stay? Because I knew that Asia's daddy was gonna be out, and I wanted him to see me cute and whatever. And I didn't drink then, and so I was drinking that night because I saw him with somebody, and he paid me no attention whatsoever. So that just hurt my little feelings. And so it's like I'm in the club and drinking and whatever, and people use alcohol as an excuse, but you're still very aware of what it is that you do. And so, yeah, slept with him, and he actually pulled out a condom, did not put it on, and I stopped him, but didn't stop him soon enough because Kavan's breathing and living today. So anyway, I couldn't set the appointment. I asked Tisha to set the appointment because when the person answered, I said, I can't talk. And so I threw her the phone. And so she like held the phone like, I don't know, like this is crazy. It's like it's early and I'm still sleepy. And so she set the appointment. She asked me when, and I told her when because I was like I had to work enough so that I could save up enough money so I could pay for the abortion. And so the whole time my whole mind is going, which is why I deal with the issues I deal with today with Kavan, because from conception I was
Trying to get rid of him.
Spirit
of rejection.
And I was coming up with my lies, like I was getting my stories together because I had to go, and I'm grown. I didn't even have to lie. It's like I could have just told my mom that I was going, I'll be back, but I didn't. I came up with this whole lie and said that I was going to go tour UTA.
But trying to get rid of the baby.
Trying to get rid of the baby. And so I said I'm going to Corsicana and I'll stay at my cousin's house, and then I'll go up there and then I'll go back down. No. At first, you were taking me. At first, Tisha
I didn't have
was
no more
taking
points.
Me. She had no more points. She didn't have a 1 point left, and if she would have used that point, she would have got fired.
Yeah, because back in the day, I don't know if you worked at the call center where they had points. Yeah, so I think I was like point 14.
Yeah.
I couldn't even be late, or
Yeah.
I was going to get fired for 90 days, and then you know how you can come back.
And so, the points rolled over, but her points wasn't gonna roll.
I had
over.
like 2 more months.
Yeah.
To deal with that 1 point.
Yeah, you were out of your points,
Yeah,
and so I still had points, and so I had.
Because you a good employee.
So I was like, okay, she can't take me. I still have the appointment set. What can I do? And so I had called my cousins ex-wife cousin, and I was like, okay, can you, because I'm like, okay, she lives in the Metroplex, and so she can, because we didn't have GPSs and all of that other stuff then. So it's like, okay, I need somebody who know their way around so that they can take me there. And so I drove up to her grandma's house and picked her up, and she was in a car with me. We were running out of time because I'm like, I never drove in Dallas, so I didn't know how the traffic was in Dallas compared to Waco. It's like Waco has nothing. And so when we went to the first place that I was going to have the abortion, they had picket fences, like the people were boycotting on the outside, and so when we pulled in, it was a huge sign saying closed, and it's like it was just so many different obstacles that were in the way from the very beginning, and so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna have this abortion. And so I went back to her grandma's house. This is still with him. So I went back to her grandma's house, flipping through the phone book, because then people use phone books, flipping through the phone book, and I'm calling places who can just take me as a walk-in, because it was Saturday. It was the weekend. And they don't even stay open that long on the weekend. And so I got this one place to answer the phone, and they said, if you can make it here, and it was less than 30 minutes. They were like, if you can make it here in less than 30 minutes, then we'll go ahead and see you. And so, girl, flying, and I made it there. Get there. I paid my money. They asked me how far along I was. I'm thinking I'm only 2 months, because and I'll get to that point later once I found out how long I really was, how far along I was. Laying on the bed, finally get back there, and I'm breathing a sigh of relief, but not really a sigh of relief, because I'm still nervous, because I'm like, okay, I don't know, I'm scared, because it was a lot that I had to go through to even get to this point, to be laying in here, so I'm nervous. And so when they come and the lady's doing the ultrasound, and she said, well, you're 4
I thought you said it was 5 months.
4 months. You're 4 months. You're 16 weeks. That's 4 months, right? She said, you're 16 weeks. And I said, no, I'm not. Girl, getting an attitude with the lady, got an attitude with the lady, asked her to leave and go get somebody else so that they can do it right. Because I was like, because she was like, she said, even if you're 16, you can still have, I said, I am not. And so she went and got somebody else. And it took them a minute to come in there, because I guess they had to get somebody who could deal with somebody like me who's a little irate, and they're like, okay, no. And so the person came in there and did the ultrasound, and they were like, you are 16 weeks pregnant. And I was like, I said, okay, like, what am I supposed to do? And it's like, and they said, well, you can still have the abortion. It's just going to be a 2-day procedure. And I said, what do you mean a 2-day procedure? And they said, we will give you a pill, because they have to induce labor. So that I can, and then I would have to push him out. I said,
oh my God.
I said, so not only am I laying up here about to kill a baby, because I'm going to have y'all suck it out, you want me to now
give birth to a
dead baby. And so I was like, I was just laying there, and tears just started streaming down my face, because I was like,
I can't do that.
I can't do it. And I had got up and I left, and I feel like they gave me half of my money back. Or did I lose out the money? I don't remember the part about the money. But yeah, and so that day I called my mom, and I told her that I lied. I told her that I lied about why I came to Dallas, that I came to have an abortion, and I was going to have the abortion because I didn't want to have 2 kids, because I was like, she's already taken care of one. And I started crying on the phone, and she was like, stop crying. She said, I'm here, I'll help you. It doesn't matter what nobody else says, and whatever. And so, yeah, next thing you know, here comes Kavon. But even then, I tried to have a miscarriage with Kavon. Like, I would raise my hand, because when you go to the doctor and they're like, okay, well, don't, hold your hand over the head, because the umbilical cord can get wrapped around the neck. And so I would be in my and it's like, and the devil is crazy because he plays on your emotions and your thoughts, and so these thoughts come into your mind, and instead of you being strong enough to rebuke him and reject them, you play along with the thoughts, and you're like, and so I'm reaching over my head in the closet trying to get stuff down, and I'm jumping up doing, girl, he came healthy. It was like he came healthy, sucking my milk.
He's here for a reason.
He is definitely here for a reason. They all are, but I feel that he, for whatever the reasoning is, God was like, not this one. I have a purpose. I have a purpose for all, but whatever the purpose is for Kavon, it
can't be intervened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So me again, huh?
I was like, let's go off for a little bit and let you get back, and then come on back to you.
So yeah, I've had I really can't even remember how many I've had, but I have had multiple abortions. And I have a story that's somewhat similar to yours, Carolyn. Not really a story, but the fact that Naya, I tried to abort her.
And that's
number 4.
The one that said ha ha ha, laughing. I'm matching them with actions. The one you made laugh.
Yes.
Real loud. Okay.
Yes. So that's, I tried to have an abortion with her. I was never in a relationship with her daddy. We were just having relations. And I, told him before, like, if we're gonna have sex, if I'm the only, because he was the only one I was having sex with. So if you're the only one I'm having sex with, and I'm the only one you're having sex with, then we're good. But if you want to, and it was unprotected, of course. But if you're having sex with somebody else, I just ask you to protect yourself. And he assured me that it was just me, and I was young. I was grown, but I was young, and I believed him. And so, ended up getting pregnant, and because he used to work for 97.9. The Beat. And so we were just having those kind of relationships, and I didn't even know I was pregnant until I had moved to Atlanta. And I didn't really move to Atlanta. I was in Atlanta for the summer of that same year, and while I was in Atlanta, I was real sick, and I was like, dang, I kind of feel like I'm pregnant. Anyway, I took a test and I was pregnant. So I'm in Atlanta with the bodyguard.
And this the third baby. This was when you had already had how many kids at this time? 3. Okay, so you knew your body when it was pregnant.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So I'm having fun in Atlanta, all up and down the East Coast. So I was just like, I'll take care of this when I get back to Dallas. Made it back to Dallas. And then I told him, hey, I'm pregnant. Or whatever, and of course he didn't believe it was his and was doubting it. No, I can't remember at what point he didn't believe it was his, because he talked about an abortion up front, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine, because I was into somebody else. So for selfish reasons, I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and take care of this. Well, when I did, we set the appointment, we went, and, but before we set the appointment, we went, and they was like, well, you're too far along. At that point, I was 17 weeks. They were like, you're too far along. In the state of Texas, we don't do that procedure past 16 or 17 weeks or whatever the case would be. And so wherever I was, I know it was around the 17-week mark, they were like, no, we can't do it. So I'm going to rewind for a little bit, and I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I'm going to rewind. Because when I first came back and we talked about it, I was always like, I don't know. So the night before that appointment, I prayed. And why did I do that? Because, God's going to answer. And so I prayed and was pretty much asking God, like, if I'm not supposed to do this, knowing I wasn't supposed to do it. If I'm not supposed to do it, please block it, And so we went the next day, And that's when they told me that, you're too far along. We can't do it here in the state of Texas. So I'm saying to myself, okay, I already know what's that about. I'm not going to have it. But I couldn't tell him that. So he's planning to go to Louisiana because they told us that the closest place would be in Louisiana. Mm-hmm. So he was like, okay, I'll get on and I'll look for, a place in Louisiana. We get it taken care of. But I already knew that I wasn't going to do it. So a few days passed and I let him know, hey, I'm just not going to do it. And then I think at that point, that's when he started thinking, well, it's not my baby. He started avoiding me, this, and the third. So anyway, God blocked that one. But even still, I had abortions after that. I know for sure, too. After that, one is, because I didn't know who baby daddy was. I didn't know if it was ATL or the guy that I was seeing, the guy in Dallas that I was seeing at the time. So, and they both paid half of it. They didn't know it was another person, but they both paid half of it and got that done. And then the last one was with Little Z's father. We were actually pregnant with twins before we got pregnant with Little Z. And with that one, we went and we were ready to get it taken care of. And I was like, well, after they, did the sonogram, I was like, well, we can't. I don't think they didn't say they couldn't do it. They said, you have twins. And they said it's going to be more. And we weren't prepared to pay that more at that point. So we ended up leaving and making another appointment to come back to get that, to abort those two.
Twins?
And then with Lil Z,
God just opened your floodgates to where you could have, you literally.
And I used to say, you just breathe on me and I'm pregnant, because I get pregnant like
yes.
that. And after number 3, I did ask my doctor to tie my tubes, and he was like, no, you're so young. Because I had my third one when I was 22. And he was like, no, you're so young. He said, you'll probably want more kids. I should have put him on child support. Cause I didn't want any more kids.
You didn't want any more?
Mm-mm. Now, Lil Z was planned. Even though we aborted the twins, because we got pregnant real early. We aborted the twins, and then we did plan Lil Z. We planned to get pregnant.
What made y'all plan that one? Just out of trying to replace something, or just let's just have a baby?
Probably just. I mean, when I say we planned it, we didn't. I'm not saying that we talked about it. And we talked, and he was saying how he wanted a boy, and I wanted another boy. And,
okay, so it was just it's whatever that one.
Yeah,
whatever. Okay,
it wasn't like we were trying to prevent it.
Okay, or stop it.
Right.
I mean, prevent it or going extra hard to make it happen.
Right.
Just whatever happened.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But we talked about it, and we agreed that if I got pregnant, we're gonna carry the term instead of aborting. But it's kind of and again, I don't really talk about it. Because it is hard.
How old were you with your first one?
I don't even remember.
Was it before you had any kids?
No.
Okay, you had already had the oldest.
I had already had the 3.
That's when you started having them because you didn't want no more kids after that one.
Anymore.
So each one, to the third one, you was having them. Each time you got pregnant, you had it. Okay, but you was like, in my mind, 3 is where I'm stopping it.
And I mean, I didn't have those thoughts. I just knew I didn't want no more kids. I knew I didn't want. Well, the second one was kind of planned. I was married to their daddy. Number 2 and 3. I was married to their daddy. So we really didn't. We didn't have those conversations. Are you pregnant? Are you pregnant because you're married? But it was after those. I just knew that I didn't want to be a single mother again. I didn't want to have another kid, and daddy wasn't in the picture.
Did you feel tired of being a parent at that point already? Because you were so young. You wasn't tired of being a parent.
No, I mean I was good with the 3 I had.
Okay.
But I think it was just the fact that multiple baby daddies, and then you think you're gonna be with them, and that's a part of why I have the organization that I have, because I realized, because I didn't have the love, and I knew my mom loved me. I always say that I know she loved me, but it's one thing when you feel it, so I hear you, but I don't feel you. And so if I get a little attention here, I'm thinking, okay, he must really like me. He must really love me because this feels different. And so I got tired of that process. And so after number 2, I'm sorry, after number 3, I had one before Naya. I had one before Naya, if I remember correctly, and then the other ones were between Naya and Little Z. And then after Little Z got the tubes tied, and ain't no telling how many more kids I'll have by now.
Probably try.
And your tubes tied. Your tubes tied now. Okay, so you don't want no more kids.
I don't want any more kids.
And you got how many now? 5?
5.
5.
I don't know more kids. And I think I shared this with y'all. You know, Kendrick was like, before we were even dating, he was asking me if I would have any more kids. And I considered it because, you know, I was like, well, if I get married. And my husband wants some, especially if he doesn't have any, I will reverse it. But they say it's harder once you get them tied and you have it reversed. It's going to be really hard for you to get pregnant.
I don't think for you.
It's like you just anointed to birth out.
Yeah, you are.
You anointed for life.
Yeah, no, not for you.
Yeah.
Which is a blessing. You probably wouldn't see it then, but if it was done the right way, it would be a blessing.
Yeah.
Because some people can't even get one.
Yeah.
I mean, they be struggling for one.
I know. I have a friend like that. She had to go through the process to get pregnant.
Is this the one that just got pregnant?
No.
Okay.
Hers. No, both my best friends just had babies.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
They have 2.
Oh, okay, they all, okay.
Yeah. But no, this lady here, her baby he's school age now. He's probably in the 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh, but she struggled.
She did. Her and her husband, they had to go through the process.
The treatment and all that. Wow.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Did you have any nightmares, or did you feel anything after that, or it didn't start wearing on you until later, or it doesn't wear on you at all until you talk about it?
That's it.
Okay.
So, and you know, you try to block certain things because you're sensitive to it, or you know. So no, I don't even remember what you asked me. What you asked?
You answered it. You don't feel anything unless you bring, which is why you just don't even talk about it.
Exactly.
Do you talk to your girls about it for them? No.
I haven't.
No. If they came to you and said they want, you would be like, no.
I never tell them no. I would never tell them yes or no to anything. If they ask me none of my girls have come to me talking to me about that. But anything, if they do come to me and they ask me something, I first want to hear what you think and what you feel. Because I don't want my words to
make your decision for you.
Right.
Yeah.
To sway you in any way. How I would talk to them about that, I have no idea. But it hasn't come up yet.
Praise the Lord. Yeah. Wow. But like looking back on it, do you feel like you saw anything to where it's like, I wonder that's why because like with me, I can look back and see, I think that's why because I had a bad temper. And it was a bad temper. And I feel like
this is afterwards? Okay.
I would just, and it would be men. And I don't know why I would just be like, I want to fight, I want to do this, I'm violent, I want to throw a bottle at you, I want to do
just
all this stuff, but you're just angry.
Spirit.
And I remember Pastor Jackie had to pray that out for me, because she said it was steered through my abortion. And I remember talking to the other church member, I ain't gonna say her name, but she had an abortion. She said she was angry because of her abortion. Because it's a bitter spirit. That come with it, but I don't know if everybody's the same. But I know for me, I was very angry.
I don't think that was me. I was more isolated, like because
so you become more withdrawal.
Exactly, because it's like Carolyn said, you can't talk to just anybody about it, and so you have to internalize all of that and try to figure it out because the guy don't care.
He don't care at all.
They, in my situation, they've been the ones encouraging it, and of course, you kind of, with me, at one point, I kind of wanted to do whatever I needed to do so that I can keep that guy.
Exactly.
And so, okay, if that's what you want, fine.
I don't want to rock the boat.
Right. But anyway, yeah, it's, I don't know, it's just easier when you don't talk about it.
Now, I do believe that every baby that got aborted is in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that because I believe that he put them here, he created them, and he'll take them back.
So yeah, they're not held accountable to our decisions, and I do feel we will, if we're caught there, like I pray to him that we will see them, and they're not going to be a baby, of course. Like I don't get that they'll be a baby.
They're gonna be embryos.
Yeah, that they'll be. You know what I'm saying?
Like walking. Like hey.
And it's gonna be all love, and you'll be the one that's like.
So, this is a different subject. This kind of responding to what you said. So when you get to heaven, you think your child will know who you are, and you'll know who your child is. Because from my understanding, we're not gonna know who anybody is. We just all gonna be angels. But I don't know.
I feel like I'll know, and I feel like they'll know. And I guess that's probably a topic that we can touch on at another day, because people.
I think everybody's
interpretation of
heaven
is different, and
I think it's based off what you feel and what you want to. Because like for my dog, I would love to have her as my pet again. And
I don't think she's gonna be a pet. Like I think that Denim will. I feel like Denim will be talking. Like,
but she's still a dog. You think she'll be a human?
Be talking? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna have her as a pet again, and it's like, okay.
Like I don't think I'll have like it's like, oh, I'm getting an opportunity with these 3 babies to be like. Hey.
That's what we're saying. Everybody wants. It's what you
want.
What you want sometimes for heaven. Like, when I get to heaven, I want to sit with Pastor Jackie, and it's like, you don't know that is even what you don't do. But that's kind of what you.
You just want to aim to get there.
You just want, yeah. But I do know that I do believe they're in heaven. I don't know if they babies are grown or what, but I do believe they're in heaven. And I always pray that and wonder that. And then I remember one time Pastor Jackie said the babies is in. This before she even knew anybody had an abortion.
Yeah.
And she said the babies is in heaven, and that just broke me all the way down. So,
y'all speak about her a lot. Where is she again?
She's in heaven.
She passed away. That's why I haven't been to church home since then, because I'm comparing everybody to Pastor
and we
Jackie.
you can't. And I had to, and it goes back to when I was saying that I have to get out of the way, because it's about me. And so it's like, oh, well, if I'm not getting fed here, well, Kavon don't need to go. And which is partly part of the problem, the issues that I'm having with Kavon today. And so it's like now I'm starting to get to the point to where I'm tired of playing catch up, because it's like I hold myself back and now I got to catch back up to where I'm supposed to be at the present. And so I'm like, okay, we're here, we're going to go here, and you'll get fed here, because I'm still held accountable. I'm still going to have to answer to God. It's like I got enough that I got to answer to. And
so how do you know he won't get fed just because you're not getting fed?
That's the thing. I didn't say he wasn't going to get fed. I said I'm not getting fed. So I would be like, since I'm not getting fed here, we're not going to go here. We're going to keep trying different churches until me, which goes back to when I said that he still reminds me that it's not about me. It's like he used me as a vessel to birth out Kavon. So I should say, okay, God, where would you have me to go for your child? For him. So,
did he say he enjoyed the church Sunday?
He liked it.
And although you don't like the church,
I don't like the church, but I did feel in that service that that's where we're going to be going, because out of all of the churches that I look for, I keep being drawn back to that church, and so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take him here, because I don't get the same responses from him from any of the other churches that I get when he's at that church. So we're at Grace.
I mean, and it's and the thing about it is, it's a nice enough size church to where it's
small.
It's small, but you still have activities and you still have members because you don't want it to just be a hole in the wall.
Like
the anointing. You don't care where it's at, but if you want to, where the spirit is at. But then you also want your child to be exactly
grow.
And grow with it. But I'll go wherever the spirit. Then the spirit can be in the house. And I will go.
With 2 or 3 are gathered.
But
Who's here?
what other thoughts do we have about abortion before we finna move? Because I feel like we're going into a topic. We're moving on to something else here. Because now we're talking about. So it's like, do we have anything else that we want to say? I would just want girls to. First off, this is why it's so important not to have sex before you get married.
Sure.
Just don't even do it and then once you do it, okay, fine, you slip up.
Protect yourself.
But if you and I hate to tell girls to protect themselves, it's like I'm condoning.
But if you're
gonna do it, don't even. And you don't want kids, just don't even go there. And then if you even think that, because a lot of times, women have abortions based off a man. Usually, because if a man come to you and say, I don't want you to kill this baby, I love you, I want to be with you, not that woman will keep that baby. So we're always having abortions for the wrong reason. It's always for the man. It ain't never for any. It's not health. I mean, I know for us it wasn't a health reason. It wasn't because we got raped. It was just based off of the other party. And so it's like, for girls, don't even do anything for a dude. Just don't base nothing off of a man. Don't base your school off a man. Don't base where you want to live off a man. Don't base sex off a man. It's like, because my thing was, I told myself it was 2 things I would never do. I would never have sex before marriage, and I would never have an abortion. I did both.
I did too.
I did both. And it's the crowd you around. It's what you're doing.
That is so true.
It's just, I don't know. If I could have had a chastity belt with a lock and key on my cootie cat, I would have had one and been walking around making click-clack noises all day if I could.
And I do feel
serious.
that kids should, and not even just kids, but just young adults, young women should center themselves around what it is they want, because you're the company. Reel it in.
No, I was gonna say, because now I'm hearing stuff, but it's like this all stems back to us, especially like for the slavery. It's like that whole fornicating just went generational, because like the master would come in and have sex with it would just kind of go. But then like for us, like for black women, okay, we lack the hair growth that we could have. I think that stems back from, because your body is his temple, and when you start doing things to your body, you mess up. Skin breaking out. I mean, cancer run high. What else run high on women? Breast cancer run high on women. And I think studies have showed one time that abortion, or it was either premarital sex was linked to breast cancer. Our hair don't grow. I mean, because I don't think God called us to be bald-headed.
And I think it's the looks too.
Our beauty has changed.
Yes.
I mean, it's just, and I think it's just the stuff that we do to our temple. And then when you go and then he put light, because when women are pregnant, they glow. Especially if it's I hate to say a beautiful pregnancy, because our babies are blessings, but there's a glow that women have, just in general, when they're pregnant. And that's because you're carrying a life. And then when you go and just zap that out of you, and it's like you zapping, that it's more than just the baby that's coming out of you. It's your virtue. That's the word, virtue. And every time you sleep with a guy, virtue comes out of you. And it's just unnecessary drama on the body. I mean, when you look at a lot of women that we went to school with, you can look at them now. A lot of them, I'm not categorizing one person, but you can look and be like, man, you look hood the heck out. And
what have you been doing?
You would, and a lot of times, and I think that if I wouldn't have changed my life, I'd probably be looking hood out too, because it's like you just.
I was heading that way when I came back from Mexico.
The girl said Mexico, but that's what I just wish. I mean, I just want girls to think about that. That's I think it's so good what you're doing with these girls because, with Free Our Daughters, right?
Yes.
Because sometimes parents just don't have the zap they have to girls don't listen to their parents.
They
a lot. They just don't. They feel like you're nagging and it's one after the other. And what can you tell me because you did it? And it's just, it don't be the same. But then when somebody else come in, it's kind of like, huh? And it's like, well, I've been telling you that the whole time.
Right.
So I just feel like girls need good examples. And they need Christian women or just, just women that's going to tell them you can still be fly, you can still be all that and still be holy. You don't have to keep up with the other girl over there because I'm going to tell you one thing. Hearing somebody talk about how good sex was or what position I did made me want to go and be like,
That's
I want to see, I'm curious, I want to go. Then they got these movies about we're going to lose our virginity tonight. That's not cool.
And then
That's
people are
not
taking their
cool.
kids to see it. And then you have the cartoons that are cartoons, but they're adult cartoons, and people are allowing their kids to watch it. And it's like, y'all don't realize what that stuff, everything is spiritual. So it's being deposited into your spirit. And so you get to wondering why they're looking a certain type of way or they're starting to behave a certain type of way. And it's because my thoughts, I mean, of course, it started coming from what we first started talking about with the podcast, but then it just grows from the conversations that you hear, the inappropriate conversations that older siblings are just older, those are in authority have with you when you're a young kid and you're a teenager, and it's like, that's inappropriate because now you've deposited that thought in my mind, and now I want to, like now I'm starting to look at it.
That's why young kids are so sick, because it's like when I was riding in the car on the way to your event Saturday, my niece knew all the words to the Tank song. She when we, it's like you should not even be thinking about when we. And I felt convicted,
She don't know what she's saying, and that's the bad thing about it because you hearing this, you're repeating it.
Exactly.
You don't know what you're saying, but it's like you're speaking it.
Exactly. You're speaking into the atmosphere, and then I felt convicted because then it's like I shouldn't have had it on there. So I had to put it on gospel, and it's like, and that's like even when you're pregnant, I feel like everything you do affects that child. And so when you get pregnant, you should be in the Word, constantly praying, having it something that's feeding your baby's spirit. Even if you got to put the Bible to your stomach to let that deposit, because it's like y'all connected for 9 months, 10 months. So it's like what we should. It's like the stuff we watching, where we at. I mean, I remember when I was 19 years old. Me and T would be at Capitol Beach, and she pregnant. I mean, then you just like, now, should no pregnant woman be at Capitol Beach? But you young, you 19, you 18, you don't know better. And obviously the mama ain't gonna, I mean, it just goes on and on and on. It's like you can play the blame game all day, but at the end of the day, it's just like, okay, you just shouldn't have been at Capitol Beach. Shouldn't have been in the club. You shouldn't have been doing none of that. You shouldn't even have no boyfriend when you're pregnant. If you ain't with the baby's father, because a lot of women have boyfriends, and it's like, what? You pregnant? But you don't know better. But yeah, I felt extremely convicted. Although I wasn't the one who had her learn the song, I participated with it. I guess because when she started saying "when we" and I like it, when I was like.
Yeah, but she apparently didn't heard the song before she was in your car.
She knew it, and I was just like, I got to turn this off.
Yeah, like Lil Z, he's only 9, getting ready to be 10, but his daddy listens to a lot of. I listen to a lot of music that's on the radio as well, and I'm not saying my music is better than his, but the type of music that he listened to is it got a lot of cursing in it, and the lyrics. No one will be wanting their 9-year-old to be saying the lyrics, and I can't repeat any of them because I'm listening to them. I don't remember, but I heard him, singing some song one day, and I'm like, "Do you know what you're saying?" He was like, "Mom, it's just a song." No, but do you know what you're saying? Do you know what that means? What does that mean? And he knows that he probably shouldn't listen to certain things around me because if you can't tell me what it means and what you're saying, I don't want to hear it. So. And right now to him, it's just music. Anyway, we're on another subject, but to him, it's just music.
Yeah.
But just like, and I would always say, you know, like R&B. Now I don't listen to a lot of rap, but I will listen to like 90s music. And when I was single and I was listening to that music made me want to be in love and made me want, you know, to
I know
do
exactly what
things
you're
that
saying.
lovers do. And, you know, and I had to kind of, you know, God would make me feel like he would convict me. And certain times I would have to turn it completely off.
Yeah.
Sometimes just ride with nothing playing. Because the
90s music does that.
What you listen to, any kind of music that you listen to, what you watch, all that stuff is you're allowing your spirit, exactly. You have to just be mindful. Even though we think, okay, R&B or hip hop is not anything, you know, it's not bad like rap. However, it still makes you feel and react in a certain way. So anyway,
because words have spirit, and music has been hijacked by Satan for one, because he was he was over music in heaven, and so you have to think about stuff like that, because it's like music is powerful, because I can feel a certain type of way one whole day off a song.
Yes. A lot of different moods.
Or I can listen to that same song on repeat over and over again. It's just like you don't know what that's deposited into your spirit. I know at one point God was convicting me about listening to like Keisha Cole, because I used to love that Keisha Cole CD, but I would make myself go somewhere, like go to a heartbreak place. And I'd be sitting there singing. I'm like, why am I even hurt? But like, who am I talking to? I ain't even been dating nobody. But it's just, so I had to lay off Keisha Cole. I still gotta be careful with her, certain people. But even like the Silk City, I had to be careful with the Silk City, because the Silk City make you want to go have sex, and it's like, because that whole city is from start to end. I mean, even I don't know if y'all remember Link, but he had a song called "Hit You with the 69," and I used to love that song. How would you like to hit you with the 69? I used to love that song, and then you know what the 69 was. I was like 19 when it came out, but yeah. I have to be careful, because if I hear that song today, I still would probably sing it just out of, because I'm like, but I have to still be careful. But okay, so we getting off. So what's next week?
Next week is
self-love. Okay.
At the end of the day, like, we can't tell nobody not to have an abortion, especially when their mind is made up that that's what they want to do. But we should strongly encourage them to think about the pros and the cons and consequences right before you just, and never allow anyone to make you feel like that's what you have to do, especially when in your heart that's what you know you don't want to do it.
Because I really believe it's a lot of people out here, they really, really wanted their baby. But didn't keep their baby because the mom said no. A lot of times when the kids in the hospital, the mama tell you, you don't have no choice. You going to get an abortion.
Then you have resentment from that child to that mama.
And as bad as a mama might not want a baby that's having a baby, that ain't really your call to make. I mean, you need to really, I don't know. But, yeah.
It's a very touchy.
Because you know why? Guess who got to live with that? I have to live with that. Whoever's having the abortion is the one that has to live with that.
Yeah, because everybody else is going to move on.
They're going to move on. Especially the dude.
Look at our ages, and we're still affected by it now.
It's hard for me to look at twins sometimes. It's not really hard for me to look at them, but I'll look at them, and I just catch myself staring at them because I'm wondering, like, what would my twins have been like if they were here? 2 girls, 2 boys, boy, girl.
Yeah.
My cousin just had a baby. She's high yellow. She just had twins. She's high yellow. And this is off the subject. She's high yellow. So, and the dad's a little darker. One of the babies looked just like her. The other one looked just like her.
So twins were in your family?
My mom had twins, but they passed away when they were babies.
What? Just passed away?
Yeah, I don't know if they came too soon.
Oh.
And
I've heard that before the twins passed away before.
Yeah, normally come early. They normally come earlier.
Twins normally come early? That's amazing to have twins too. Not to add to that, but I'm just saying, when you look at twins, it's like, especially when they like your auntie, when they identical like that, it's like, oh my gosh. I ain't nobody but God. Okay, well, we'll end it here, so. And we'll just do self-love. But I think, ain't we out next week? Because don't you got to go somewhere?
No, we all are supposed to be going to eat next week.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The
Okay.
21st,
Wait a
right?
minute.
Okay. All right. So all right. So we're just gonna sign off for now, and we hope somebody can.
We're not going next week.
Huh?
Were we?
I didn't know we ever made a date on that. But let me sign this off. Okay, so we sign off, and then we'll and we hope you guys get something out of this, and I hope it helps somebody, and y'all can shoot us an email if y'all want to talk or need prayer, or leave a comment later.